You will not believe what we are about to talk about. Yes, it is about Angie Harmon. You probably know her from television shows and movies, right? But today we are going to look at something very different. Her photos in bikinis. And not just any photos. Some of them are so surprising that even adults might find them hard to look at. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stick around because we are going to explore this carefully and in a way you have probably never seen before. Angie Harmon is an actress and model who became famous for her roles in shows such as Law and Order and Rizzoli and Isles. She has also worked as a model, appearing in magazines and fashion campaigns. But there is more to her photos than what most people see. Now, here is the interesting part. Over the years, some of her photos have caused a lot of discussions online. We are not talking about the usual beach pictures that everyone shares. These photos are different. Some of them show her in ways that people were not expecting. And that is why we need to talk about it. Not to shame anyone, but just to understand why these images became so popular and controversial. Back in the 1990s and early 2000s, Angie Harmon was often featured in magazines. She posed in swimsuits and fashion shoots that were meant to grab attention. At the time, this was normal for models, but today, some of these images might look unusual or even shocking for many viewers. Even adults sometimes react strongly when they see them. So what makes these photos stand out? First, it is the style. Some of the swimsuits she wore were very revealing. And the poses, let us just say they were designed to be eye-catching. But here is the thing. She always looked confident. That confidence is part of what makes these images so talked about even years later. Some people think that models and actresses should only be known for their work on screen. But photos like these show a different side. They remind us that public figures have private and professional sides. And sometimes, the professional side can be more daring than people expect. Angie Harmon's bikini photos became a conversation starter because they challenged what people were used to seeing from her. Now, you might be wondering why these photos are considered inappropriate for even adults. Well, it is not about nudity exactly. It is about how revealing and provocative some of the swimsuits and poses are. They push boundaries of what people usually share in magazines or online. For some viewers, the combination of pose, outfit, and expression can feel too bold. When these images came out, the internet reacted fast. Some people praised her for confidence and style. Others criticized the images, saying they were too much for general audiences. This shows how differently people can see the same photo. And that is part of what makes Angie Harmon's bikini pictures so talked about even now. Another reason these photos are so memorable is that Angie Harmon usually plays serious roles on television. In Law and Order or Rizzoli and Isles, she is tough, smart, and focused. Seeing her in these bold images is a big contrast, and that contrast surprises a lot of people. If you look at the timeline, you will notice that Angie balanced both careers carefully. She did television shows and movies while also modeling. And in modeling, some of the swimsuits she wore were much more revealing than what you would expect for mainstream magazines. That is why some of these photos have remained online for years, and why people still talk about them. Here is an important point. Just because a photo is provocative does not mean it is bad or wrong. These images were part of her modeling career. They were professionally done, with photographers, stylists, and full consent. The controversy comes from the way people reacted, not from anything illegal or unethical. Some fans called them iconic. Others felt uncomfortable. The mix of reactions shows how personal and cultural perspectives can shape the way we see celebrity photos. It is interesting to see how a single image can create so much discussion, even years after it was first taken. So, what can we learn from this? First, public figures like Angie Harmon have many sides to them. The person you see on television might be very different from the person in a modeling photo. Second, reactions to photos are always personal. What seems normal to one person can be surprising to another. And finally, controversy does not mean something is bad. It just means it is being noticed. These photos remind us about confidence, public image, and the difference between personal taste and professional work. They are part of pop culture history because they show a famous actress in a way we do not usually expect. And even though they are bold, they are also part of her story, her career, her choices, and her presence in media. So, next time you see Angie Harmon on screen, remember there is more to her story. Some photos might surprise you, some might make you curious, and some might even challenge your own ideas about celebrity and fashion. That is the fascinating part about her career. It is full of surprises. And now you know why some of her bikini photos made headlines and conversations all around the world. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in celebrity stories that go beyond the usual television or movies, stay tuned. There is always more to discover behind the pictures and performances you think you know.